I was telling him last night about when you did training at in Virginia for going to fly the X-1, and you flew P-51 straight down.
Well, it was not straight down. It was a fairly steep dive.
Oh, I thought it was.
No.
Yeah.
But I did a lot of flights on that P-51 that they were measuring lift and drag and pitch moments and things that way on airfoils in the right-hand wing where the ammunition bay was. They had rigged a balance and something that extended out in the airstream. And then a P-51, when you got 7/10 Mach number away, it was starting to get Mach 1 at that point. And at 7.6 Mach number was 1.2. And that airfoil would be up in it had strain gauges and things that way to measure lift and drag and pitching moment on the airfoil. And at 7/10 Mach number, I usually would trim it so that it was I was pushing a little at 7/10. At 7.2, there was no more push. And at 7.6, you're pulling 160 pounds and you're not getting ahead of it, so I had to throttle back to recover. But there were people that didn't throttle back and trimmed for nose up. And then when they did throttle back and as you come down, pitching down, and they have enough trim in that pull the wings off the airplane.
Wow.
That happened once or twice.
Huh. Were they able to bail out?
Probably.
Yeah. But just by reducing the pulling back from the throttle.
Any piston airplane, if you got in Mach number trouble, you could pull the throttle back and
Slow down.
Slow down. Comments? And he said all these stories about the P-38 having trouble in the dive. He said, I think that's a bunch of baloney. He said, I'm going to take one up and really dive it this afternoon. So we were at the alert shack and we hear this P-38 coming down, and then, man, it was making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
And for some reason or other, he never pulled the throttles back. Between the time we saw him, he went from a dive like this to almost more than 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Buried the engines 30 feet in the ground.
Holy cow.
I don't know why he didn't pull the throttles back, but somehow or other he did.
Yeah.
And the funny thing, the pile of stuff that was just a little bit on top of the ground, on top of that was a 5-pound note that somehow or other came out of his wallet.
Wow.
So
that was the only indication that there was.
that was the guy was
there.
Well, they probably found
More than
some
that.
parts there somewhere.
Yeah.
But I never, I wasn't there looking for it.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how fast he was going at impact?
Well, he's probably getting near 500, maybe 550. The F-7.
We were right behind you. We got sidetracked.
Okay.
So Mom's old neighbor, you probably know her, Dee Dee, yeah. Had her dogs right out there.
Oh.
A couple of big dogs just past the park entrance right as we were walking down.
Huh.
So she was chit-chatting with her.
Pretty clouds in the sky.
That's real pretty, yeah.
Grandpa, what number, where do you rank as far as the number of people that flew at the speed of sound? Like, I don't know.
Yeager was first.
Well, yeah.
Hoover was the first civilian. Everest and 3 or 4 Air Force guys. I was probably the 3rd or 4th of the, probably the 4th of the NACA guys. But it was just a little while after we were flying, after I was flying the X-1 that the F-86 could exceed the speed of sound.
So you would probably be about the 8th person in history?
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
There's no pilot skill involved in going faster than sound with the X-1. You just turn on the rockets and well, you have to fly a decent profile, climb up and then descend just a little bit with 4 rockets going, and it'll go faster than the speed of sound. And there's some buffeting and trim change before you get above speed of sound, but once it passes that light, it's quite steady. But the ailerons and elevators have only about 1/3 the control capability that they have below 8/10 Mach number.
Aren't those beautiful clouds?